Welcome to the Exit Only Theater Movie Review Show. I'm Adrian Alderette, and the man fisting wood is over here. What's your name, sir?
Cut. Okay.
Get that on the record.
You should stay in. I'm Michael Kingery.
All right.
Sean Howard.
Yes. We are.
I'm still not confident.
Right. Oh god.
It's okay.
Yeah, when you're like up there, it's
It's like, I feel like I'm just like I'm right up on the wood.
This is the thing.
Like saying hello.
One must accept the wood.
Just
If
take
you
it.
could.
Yeah.
This is what Dr. Seuss used to
Just
say.
take it.
Like this
All
is
right.
the camera that we're looking into. We're looking into that.
We got a lot of
That one. All right. So here today we are going to be reviewing Big Trouble in Little China, as I charged you guys last week.
So you time for a little retro reel. Like sometimes there won't be a big movie for us to review every week, and if so, we're gonna do something called retro reel, where we go back and we pick one of our favorite movies from the past, and we do a quick little breakdown of it.
Yeah, Sean, what'd you think of the movie?
Sean.
See, I had a problem. I didn't watch it.
Yeah.
Okay, so why didn't you watch it? I'm pretty sure the name of it is.
There better be a great excuse, as if like I was building a
Exit
table.
Only Theater
I was building the
Review
set.
Show. Big Trouble in Little China, colon. We all watched this movie.
I feel like he's hand pumping. Hey.
Colon. Sean did not.
Okay. Well,
But,
since
I mean, you have seen it when you were a little kid, right?
Yeah,
How small? Just say when.
like way back.
Just say when.
Like maybe like
For
5
the
or
love
6.
of God. Okay.
it's about like a Subway sandwich big when you
Okay.
saw it.
Yeah.
So speaking
You
of
remember
which,
it at
That's
all?
what she said.
all right. So now that we know who hasn't watched the movie,
Yeah.
let's go into like who did watch the movie. All right. What did you think initially?
So I've never seen the movie before. It's kind of my blind spot. It's been in my Netflix queue for a while. This was on Netflix for a very long time, but for some reason was taken off.
Are you just about to throw up?
That's a little preview of my review.
Oh Lord.
Oh God.
For some reason it was taken off, but I was able to watch it on Crackle.
Nice.
This show is brought to you by Crackle. Yeah, it's apparently still a thing.
Just before snapping.
And
Crackle Pop.
like, do you ever get the feeling that sometimes there are movies that you feel you waited too long to watch, or maybe because of everything that's come after those movies, you don't get why they're so fun or amazing? Like, for instance, like a lot of people don't get why Casablanca or Citizen Kane is such a great movie.
Yeah.
I mean, if we take it in context of the time, they were amazing. Citizen Kane was mind blowing.
Mm-hmm.
But now you look back, it's just a movie.
Yeah.
Do you understand that? I think I waited too long to watch Big Trouble in Little China. This movie is not aged well. This movie feels a little racist. A smidge racist. I know that that's part of the thing they're trying to play up, the Chinese mysticism of everything.
Yeah.
But for me, it's going for the whole B-movie, very goofy, very fun kind of thing. But for me, it just didn't fly. It felt like a bit of a mess, and it feels incredibly 1980s. I can see why you assigned us to watch this one, because I know you're.
That's why he likes it.
I know why you're
He
in love
loves
with
that
all
shit.
things 1980s.
I love 1980s, man. Everything was just magical around that time.
Was it?
Yeah. This is the thing. I like this movie. Is it bad? Yeah. John Carpenter, great director at the time, but you could tell that he was out of his element, kind of directing this bad boy.
Yeah.
Because when I saw it, I actually watched it last night, and the one thing that I noticed was that he is not good at he's not really good at shooting action, like hand-to-hand like combat action. Like he tried to mimic, tried to copy like the kung fu movies of before, or like what came out years before. But he was like putting people on trampolines, and it looked so bad. But I will say, the campiness of it all is what I love so much about it. And I think it's one of those movies that you're like, man, they were on track to doing something pretty cool, but you could tell that they just didn't know what they were doing.
Yeah. He was definitely going for campy.
Yeah.
But my thing is, lots of movies can go for ridiculous. They can go for campy. They can try to be over the top.
Mm-hmm.
We still have to care about the characters. Not the best example, but Hot Fuzz is a giant send-up of a bunch of action movies. There's character there.
Yeah.
And all the ridiculousness. If you go to even Airplane's the most ridiculous movie ever. Like, it's nothing but a series of gags over and over again.
Yeah.
But even in that, like, there is some kind of character arc and story. And I felt for this, it was just kind of, oh, this will be funny, don't worry about it.
Yeah.
I would have liked for them to have worried about it. And that's why, like, that's why it fell apart for me. Like, it wasn't, I didn't mind the B-moviness. I didn't mind the fact that a bunch of the action scenes had them literally jumping off of trampolines left and right.
Yeah, it was rough.
I feel like that's probably what he was going for. It was just, I was so confused throughout this whole movie. I didn't understand, like, the powers, motivations of anything. I didn't get why Kurt Russell was even there. Like, it was all just kind of weird.
I agree with all
It
that.
was there was definitely a line in the movie that was kind of like, it's like they were trying to justify what they were doing. It was like, he's like, wow, it's like we're going down like a weird Chinese rabbit hole, and I'm like, like, I still like this movie, but you're not helping me, people. Like,
to me, yeah, like, it's,
Jesus Christ, if I sit on it.
it does, don't. I love the idea of this movie.
yeah,
The idea of this movie is great. It's just the execution of it is a bit of a mess. Like, sure, you have Kurt Russell, he's doing his thing. You have Samantha from Sex and the City.
looking
She's
fine
looking-
as hell in this movie.
Can I get that one more time with a little extra hell in there?
Fine as hell.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
God,
Kim Cattrall.
She's looking great. You have the grandfather from Three Ninjas.
This is true.
It's,
I love that movie.
you have pretty much every single Asian actor that worked in Hollywood in the entire 1980s just crammed all into one movie.
That's more than any American-made movie ever, by the way. Probably.
And it's like it just wants to be like a B movie, send up and fun. I didn't understand the powers. I didn't understand who was fighting who. It was all a narrative mess and a bit of a mess. And the things the characters do, even if you're doing a parody, even if the characters exist in a ridiculous world, whatever they do needs to feel to them to not be ridiculous.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that. Like, that's definitely, like, I'm defending the movie just based off pure nostalgia.
Yeah.
It's one of those movies that I remember watching and I was like, what the hell is going on here?
Did you love it the first time you saw it?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, and this is the thing, like, it's one of those movies that, like, I'll
When-
defend because I'm like, look, watch it once and then just get
You
it
give
over
it a
with.
pass almost.
Yeah,
How old were you when you first saw the movie?
I was probably like 12 years old.
Okay, so 12 years old, like that was like. Were you a John Carpenter guy? Were you a
Oh, I
Kurt
still
Russell
am.
guy?
I'm a big John
What-
Carpenter guy.
Were you a John Carpenter guy when you were a kid? Because he did some really fucked up movies.
Oh yeah, this is a fact. I
feel like this
did not have a
explains
great
a lot.
natural, normal, appeasing like childhood, and my movies reflected that. But that being said, I will say that the movie itself is as
I
ridiculous
just picture
as it
your
is.
parents. Hey, little Adrian. Papa. And you're sitting down in front of the couch, you have a big bowl of popcorn, and they're like, hey, we're going to watch John Carpenter's The Thing tonight.
That's an awesome movie. It's
And
one of
then
my
you can
favorite
go
movies
to-
of all time.
Then you can go to first grade in the morning. Like, was
Yeah.
that your childhood?
That was exactly my childhood. Yeah. It's one of those deals.
Everything's clearer now.
Yeah, but going back to this movie,
Okay, yes.
I will say that it's definitely what it was trying to do was, and at the time is when Indiana Jones came out, and John Carpenter has been on the record saying like, look, when they offered me this movie, they wanted Indiana Jones. It's like, but I'm a B movie guy, and I made a B movie, and I agree with you. Yeah, was it not put together well at all? It wasn't developed well at all. But I will say that like the movie, there are times where you're just sitting there and you're just like, you know what, fuck it. And the biggest reason why is Kurt Russell. And Kurt Russell, and you definitely notice for all you Guardians of the Galaxy people, it makes sense as to why he was cast in part 2. Because when you're watching this, there was a scene where he goes up. It's in the third act, and it's when he's facing the big bad at the end. He was just like, well, good thing Jack Burton never backs down. And they're like, who? That's me. And I'm like, you know what? That's awesome. At the same time, it's like, you could see that the era of the 80s, the big knock against it was that everything tried to copy off of everything.
Yeah.
And this is definitely one of those times. But at the same time, I'll say, if you're looking for some mindless fun,
yeah,
and if you're drunk as hell, or maybe even a different kind of inebriated, this is definitely the movie for you. So
mouthwash.
Yeah, it's definitely one that I would recommend to anybody. Is it great? No, but at the same time, I think it's for the ridiculousness that was the 80s. This was one of those movies that you're just like, you know what? Fuck it, man. That must have been a weird time where, you know, let's just make this movie.
Yeah,
let's see what happens.
I will say that the best part of the movie is Kurt Russell by far.
Yeah.
He seems to be fully aware of like the stupid movie that he's in the middle of.
Yeah.
And there are a couple of really funny lines with him. And he plays the hero of this movie, and yet he's a klutz.
Mm-hmm.
He keeps screwing things up. I mean, besides the whole he has to find a way to wind up with a girl kind of thing.
Yeah, that was weird.
He really is a bit of an anti-hero. Mm-hmm. And I liked his character overall. I just didn't understand why he had to do some weird honky-tonk John Wayne accent throughout the whole movie.
I dug it. I think,
don't understand. Like,
I kind of dug it, and I think that it was just
so weird
because I watched interviews with John Carpenter talking about this movie, and he mentioned that he's like, I wanted this guy to be kind of like a fool, and he's like, yeah, we wanted to have a John Wayne accent, so now we know what he thinks about John Wayne.
Okay, well,
and it's like
that makes a lot of sense
yeah.
because about 5 minutes in, I'm like, is he just doing a John Wayne impression?
Oh yeah,
no, he's not. No, he's not. Kurt Russell,
he's a national treasure. I love that guy. I want him in more movies. He's one of those weird dudes where he's just like really charismatic. He's a smart ass. He's probably never the smartest guy in the room, but damn, he's the most entertaining.
Yeah, it's I like the idea of Kurt Russell making a comeback. He's been in a couple of Tarantino movies. Now he's going to appear in Guardians of the Galaxy. Mm-hmm. I think he's a great actor. I've always loved Kurt Russell. And I think he is like the shining spot of this movie. Mm-hmm. It's the movie around him, for me, just completely falls apart on most levels.
Cool. All right, so now, final verdict. Before this movie, were you intrigued? After this movie, would you recommend it to anyone?
Okay. Before this movie, this was in my Netflix queue. I was ready to go. Like, I'd been meaning to watch this. I heard it was really fun.
Yeah.
I was very intrigued. I was super pumped that you assigned this. Mm-hmm. Afterwards, supreme disappointment.
It definitely is. I haven't seen it in a couple of years, and then when I saw it again last night, I was just like, oh man, this one's gonna lose.
I'm glad I didn't take the time to watch.
Shut up.
Yeah, okay.
Says the guy who watches the guy who owns Masters of the Universe.
You're just over there.
No, but it's good to hear now. I can make my opinion off
okay.
of it. Do I want to see it or not is the question.
Oh, my lord.
Do you still feel good about the movie?
Oh, yeah. I'll recommend it to anybody. It's one of those... I'm a big garbage movie guy, obviously.
Yeah,
like, one of my favorite movies is Killer Clowns from Outer Space. It's a great movie. That's another one for a future
that also explains a lot.
But I will say, going into rewatching the movie, I was excited. Going after the movie, I understood where it was probably going to go, but at the same time, I'm like, watch it. You need bad movies in the world. Yes. You need them.
That's one of the things that you love when you're a kid, and you grow up and you just still love it.
Yeah, like if you're not doing anything on a Saturday morning or like a Saturday afternoon, it's like, you know what? I'm gonna get some popcorn, watch this ridiculous movie, see what happens. But that's all I have to say about that.
Yeah.
All right, so I believe that's a wrap for this episode.
I think it is a wrap for our first retro reel review.
Woo!
We'll be doing a few of these. Yeah, I don't know what that was.
There's big trouble in Little Basement. That's what happens.
We'll be doing a few of these mixed in with the rest of our reviews. If you like them, let us know.
If you have any recommendations, feel free to let us know.
If there's an old movie that you feel hasn't gotten its just due lately, and you want to revive it, have us talk about it.
Waterworld.
You can email. Waterworld's not that bad.
No, it isn't.
Okay, that's our cue.
You can email.
There it is. That's his phone saying, what have you done? Alrighty. So on behalf of myself, Adrian Alderette.
Michael Kingery.
Sean Howard.
This is the Exit Only Theater Movie Review Show. We will see you next time.
It's iTunes, YouTube, and email. They're all right there. Okay. And
AOL.
So this is where we're talking.
AOL.
Wait, do people still use AOL?
What's the age
The
say?
cops still do.
I want to make sure that that's still there. Okay. Okay. So everyone watching, if we still don't see the email and the YouTube, leave a comment. Let us know if it's okay. So we're done.
Okay, I think we're done.
Now
Alrighty, bye.
and we're out.